We'll stay there. Mark Warner, the Virginia Democrat, very big in investigating a lot of these Russian ties with the Senate Intelligence Committee. Let's listen to this.
Still under indictment. How many more figures have to be brought to justice because of their ties with Russia before we end up connecting all these dots?
Do you believe President Trump is implicated?
Listen, I believe that we need to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but until we get all the facts. But I'm going to be very anxious to see, since it was obvious that General Flynn was in a great deal of legal jeopardy, and it's a bit curious that he seemed to have pled guilty to only one charge. So my hope is that General Flynn will tell everything he knows and tell why he was having these contacts with Russians, who directed these contacts. I think it goes well beyond the fact that he just lied to the FBI.
Do you have any knowledge of who these presidential transition officials were who did direct him to have these conversations with the Russians?
Again, I'm anxious to wait for General Flynn to come clean, and I hope that Special Prosecutor Mueller will get that information out, because the American public deserves to know.
And do you have confidence in Richard Burr in carrying through this investigation in light of the president pressuring to end the Russian program?
I think the chairman has made very clear that he felt he needed to keep his distance from the White House, and we are continuing to work in a way. We're getting all the witnesses that we need to see, and there are a number that, like Mr. Kushner and others, that we're going to want to invite back. This investigation is going to continue in its bipartisan fashion, and we're going to get the job done.
What's the next shoe to drop?
You know, truth is, this is a story that you can't make it up. It is, you know, it's still remarkable to me that as we see senior intelligence officials appointed by this president acknowledging the massive Russian intervention. We've seen the social media companies that at first resisted but now acknowledge massive Russian intervention. Frankly, virtually every one of my Republican colleagues acknowledges Russian intervention. The one individual that still seems to deny that this is not a major issue is Donald Trump. And I just kind of wonder why. So, again, we'll see where this story leads.
We need to talk to Vice President Pence, given that he was the head of the transition while these conversations were occurring.
You know, we don't, as many times you ask, we don't share, you know, who we'd like to talk to or when we would like to talk to folks. Again, I think I have a great deal of confidence in Special Prosecutor Mueller. I'm anxious to hear General Flynn's full explanation of his contacts with the Russians. Clearly, was willing to lie about those contacts and lied to the FBI, and I'm anxious to hear from him a fuller explanation of who all directed him to have these contacts.
Given what you've seen in the documents, though, do you have any concerns about potential for the vice president's role?
Again, I'm not going to share.
Not asking who you're bringing in.
I'm not going to share. You know, our investigation is ongoing, and you know, I think what we owe the American people is all the facts, and we've still got more folks to talk to, and you know, we want to get this job done, but we want to be complete. And again, one more, you know, that we've seen some, and obviously including the president, who said, hey, you know, nothing here, let's try to shut this down. I don't think there's anybody that's following this story now in light of another admission of guilt coming from a senior Trump official, this time the National Security Advisor, that we don't owe the American public to follow through on this investigation until we get all the facts out.
Did Senator Burr previously tell you about this conversation with Trump?
The focus is, you know, are we going to be able to do this investigation in a way where we get access to all the witnesses? We are going to do that, and I think, again, I was proud of what the chairman said, that in the New York Times story, that he acknowledged that, you know, you needed to stay away from the White House. But what's the real issue here is you've got this repeated pattern of the President of the United States who's trying desperately to stop this investigation.